there you go. The windshield's off. This next section, we're gonna actually cut the old glue that's on her. Okay, cut all the glue out. You've got a lot of glue that's still left over. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna remove about 90% of it. We're gonna leave just a really thin layer of glue down there. You could do it by one or two ways. You could use the long knife, which is this one, or you could use the chisel. Okay? Some sections I prefer the long knife, and the sections that's thinner, I'll use the chisel. So this is the cut and pull and cut technique. Okay? As you can see, it comes off fairly easily, with the right tool. And when you come around the corners, you got to be very careful. Okay? You always got to be careful of the inside panels, especially when you got this long blade. So, and this blade is very flexible, so you can actually bend it. Okay. Start from here. Okay. And we got your old glue off. There you go. Now I want you to come take a look at this over here. I don't know if you can see this just quite yet, but the last time it was done, there was no pinch weld primer being used. So over time, there's rust that's been developed here, here, and here. That's what the exposed metal. So we're going to clean that up, and we're going to make sure that that doesn't keep rusting. Okay. And now I'm going to go over on the other side and take care of the other side. The next step is making sure you have a clean surface to work with. Okay, you always want to clean all the dirt, dust, everything off this windshield first before you put your new glue on there. So that way everything has, it has something to hold on to. It's got a nice tight grip. Okay, so we're gonna do that next. Okay. Okay. Now there's a lot of ways that a lot of things that you could do and use. I prefer to use old dirty socks. These are mismatched socks for my kids, my family, that we just don't know where they belong because we can't find them anymore. I'm pretty sure you have some too, laying around. So what we did, we saved them up and I found some use for them. So I'm going to take the socks and flip it inside out. I've got some glass cleaner here. It's pretty much multi-purpose use. You can use for everything. Spray it on there. And from there, there you go. Just have at it. And the socks, the inside of the socks has a nice texture to it where you can actually get some good cleaning out of it. Okay, now we're going to treat the rust. Okay, and we're going to treat all the exposed metal. Okay, this is pitch weld primer. Okay, this is what you need to keep all the exposed metal from rusting. So this bottle right here, the book says you need to shake this to get it all nice and loose for a good 3 to 5 minutes. And I've been shaking it for the last 5 minutes now, so I believe it should be ready. Okay, so we're going to take this. We call this a little dabber. This is basically your paintbrush. You're going to take this little brush here, take the cap off, stick this in there. Put that all throughout everywhere where it's exposed. Just like sit for a good 5 to 10 minutes. Let it dry. That way, you've got some pretty good cure time there. And after that, then you could put your glue on. Next step is you want to get the windshield ready to go. You want to just clean the inside. The primer has dried, so we're just going to gently clean the inside. Yeah. Next thing you're going to do is the molding. The molding goes around the windshield. We're going to use a universal molding. This is the T105, and that's the molding that we're going to use for this Tacoma. Also going to go on the outside. Just like that. Okay, you can cut. Okay, now this is going to help you set this windshield in here, okay, especially if you're doing it by yourself. As you can see here, I have these little rubber setting blocks in here. Okay, there's two little sections where they go. So what I normally do in this case is I take a tape measure and I measure the distance from the end of the setting block here to the edge where the windshield will sit. Okay, and that's how long I'll know where the setting block is. So what I do from that point, it's 17 inches. So from that point, I take a piece of tape and I go over to this side, the windshield, and I measure 17 inches from here. That's 17 inches. So there's a little groove right here, a little notch. You can't see that notch when you're putting the windshield on, but if you take this piece of tape and you put it right there where that notch is at, that allows you to know where that setting block is supposed to go. Okay? Alright, now we're ready for the primer. This is glass primer, okay? And we're going to put this on the windshield. The glue that we're using today is this 400 BP. This is OEM approved, so this is just as good or better than the factory glue, okay? But it requires primer. There's two types. One requires primer and one doesn't. We're going to use the one that requires primer today. Take your thumb, put it right here. You want about 1 inch of contact. So you're going to go around the whole windshield. You want to make sure that you don't cover up the VIN notch. Okay? Because if you cover that, all the way back down to your contact. Because when you're using an electronic caulking gun, electric caulking gun, you always got to make sure you clear the tip. This is it's another stick of glue that I had that has about half a tube left. You got to clear this tip. There's some dried up glue there. And if you have that on your windshield, that's not going to be good because that's where your leak is going to come from. So you want to set the bead now for the glue. That's one side. Leak occurs. So as long as it's nice and flat and flush, you should have no problems. Don't want to make it too close to the edge. Now set, ready to go. Now we're going to set the glass. Alright, now we're going to set the glass. Okay. Remember where the tape is. The tape goes right to the setting block. Right there. There you go. Just make your final adjustments. nice and set. Make sure your VIN number is showing. And next step, folks, put your cowling back on, put your windshield wipers on, and that's it. Thank you very much. That's all we have for you today. Until next time.